And so we're going to be looking here. We're going to be taking questions from here. There we go. We're going live.
We're on YouTube and Instagram at the same time. I couldn't get Facebook because my phone's dead.
Welcome to
guys.
Live Stream Wednesday. April loves that name. It just rings. It just
I'm like
sounds
still
good.
confused. I'm like, wait, are you trying to say hey, you have more than one wife? Like wives?
Live Stream rhymes.
With live stream.
Yes. All right.
It doesn't rhyme though. Anyway, we're not going to fight about this right now.
Okay, quick shout outs on YouTube. We're going to say hi to a few of you. Margaret Graves, Kira Zellman, The Savage Live, L'Oreal McCarthy, Sarah Holster, Christian
Happy birthday,
Reyes,
JoJo.
Audrey Miller, Auntie Tay, I think, Jimmy Jen. No, Audrey
Just
Miller.
got
Okay.
nominations for YouTube as well. Ooh,
All right.
job.
We're going to try to pay
I've never
attention to
been
both,
nominated.
but we're going to be
Okay.
looking at
Hi, guys.
YouTube a little bit more. So, hey, what's up, Piper Campbell?
First of all, how many of you guys are under 18 and have a phone?
Yes, we're going to be talking about kids with cell phones. So if you have a cell phone and you're
Say
under the age of
me.
18,
I'd love to know.
say me, throw up a hand
Me.
emoji, me.
That's probably most of you guys.
Or if you're an adult with a kid with a cell phone.
Or if you're an adult and your kids have cell phones, comment yes instead of me.
I got my first phone when I was 11, Ugtown. Happy birthday,
How old were you when you
Angel.
got your first phone?
21?
I was 18. I think I was my senior year in high school.
Okay, so it was a little different for us
Yeah,
because
it was a new thing.
phones weren't invented yet. I remember the first time I saw a cell phone, when was it? No, I remember the first time I saw cell phones with cameras on them. I was working in the airport, pre-TSA for Huntley, and these Japanese people came and they were taking these pictures with cell phones. Like, whoa, that is the
Blew his
future!
mind.
Mind blown. That was my first time I saw cell phones, and it was when I was getting back from my mission is when and that was in 2000. So,
Okay, I'm going to start this out by saying
old.
I don't think there is an exact age that is the right age to give somebody a cell phone. What do you think? Do you agree with that?
I agree. I want
10,
everyone.
a lot of these people
Yeah,
are 10.
it's young. I hope that everybody realizes the seriousness and the
Hannah.
true power behind having a cell phone in
This-
your pocket.
This is a lot of responsibility and power.
It's the
that comes
power.
with
It's got everything. It's your ticket to anything, good or bad.
That's true.
It's a serious responsibility.
Okay, so if we don't have an exact age, then how do we gauge when it's the right time for our kids to have a cell phone? What do you think?
Well, gauging off of the comments that are coming in here, it's between the ages of 10 and 12. And
Most people said 10. I saw a lot of 10s and 12s. So here's
wait, let's
the
throw
thing.
out that question. If you guys think there's an appropriate age.
Yeah, what do you guys think
Some
is the
people are
right?
throwing
Like,
it
if
out
there was
already.
an age, what would you say? Like 14, 11, 13, 7?
7.
7. And you know
High
what?
school. My kids don't have iPhone though. Shalice Benjamin.
Yeah, like a flip phone. So I guess this is more talking about like an iPhone, right? Because I think like flip phones are,
Flip phones are one thing.
they can be dangerous. They can be good. They can be like, our kids have the Gizmo watches, which I think is still a phone. Like they have a way to call me. But the thing I like about the Gizmos is I can put like 10 or 12 numbers in that watch and they can only call those numbers and those numbers can call them. Like that's very restricted on what they can use it for. And it's not the kind of texting that you would do on a normal phone. So I actually think they're a great option for kids that aren't yet. I'm going to use this term and I'm going to explain to you what it means, but like they haven't mastered the life skills yet. So that's kind of how we decided we are going to like gauge when our kids are ready for a cell phone. A cell phone, I would start them out on a flip phone and then like if they're responsible with that and show that they're trustworthy with that, then move them up to a smartphone eventually probably. But
so for those of us who don't know, so like what April's saying, she kind of said it, but just to recap, our kids, none of them have smartphones right now. None of them even have flip phones right now. Zade is our oldest. They have the watches, and they are not going to get one until they've mastered the life skills, some stuff we got from a book.
I'll tell them.
House United.
Yeah, A House United by Nicolene Peck. She's great. If parents out there, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you can look it up. It's on Amazon. She has a Facebook page. She's great. I read her book and I totally was like, this is great stuff. And we've been using it for the last 4 or 5 years. And it's been an awesome tool for our family. So let me just tell you what the life skills are. Wait, I believe there's 4.
Can I jump in? Somebody asked, why did Roberta have a phone when she was here?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay. So that was actually a debate that we had a lot. We were like, oh, she's like, as far as we knew, the day she got here, she had mastered the life skills because it was a fresh slate with us. Like, her parents decided she was old enough for a phone, and then she came here with one. That's different than our own kid mastering life skills and giving them one. So we did have the power to take her phone away if she were to do something wrong. So like we would take it away if something happened, but that's like not really the same situation.
Yeah, we're talking about our own kids.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about today, not an exchange student.
But I think that at 16, people could master the life skills. I'm going to tell you what they are really fast. So these are the life skills. I believe there's 4, but there might be 5. Let me just start and I'll tell you. So the number 1 is following an instruction. And we have like it broken down into steps. Step number 1 is look at the person. Keep a calm face, voice, and body is 2. Say okay is 3. Do it is 4. Like you do the instruction. And then number 5 is you report back. So if your mom says, go put away your shoes, then you look at her in the eyes and you say, okay, with a calm face, voice, and body, you pick up your shoes, you put them away, and then you come back and you say, hey, Mom, I put away my shoes. Is there anything else I can do or I need to do? So that would be like, whoa, you've totally mastered that life skill. If my kids were doing that when I asked them to do things, then I know that they're like cultivating that skill. And if they're doing it consistently for months and months and years, they've mastered it. Like, of course, they're going to mess up and have an attitude every once in a while, but if they can catch themselves and be like, oh, okay, so that's following an instruction. And obviously, if you don't want to follow an instruction, there's another option. You don't always have to say, okay. You could choose to do the next life skill, which would be disagreeing appropriately. Do you know the steps even?
Disagreeing appropriately.
There's 5 steps.
Look at the person. Keep a calm face, voice, and body. Tell them you understand
their
opinion. Saying their opinion. And then
you say your
opinion, and then accept whatever's.
Yeah, if you guys can't come to an agreement, if it's a mom you're talking to, you just accept what the answer she gives you, and then you drop the subject.
The book we're talking about, and this is kind of be a commercial for the book, but
I love it.
We really base most of our parenting off this book. It's called A House United by Nicolene Peck.
And no, she is not even like friends with us. We're not promoting her book because she's paying us. There's no strings attached. I don't get a penny if you buy the book, but you, parents, and even families, like you will gain a ton if you are able, like this information is so well put together and so structured. I even like printed out these life skills and put them on my fridge. And when my kids would disobey or like not even like follow, like if they didn't follow a life skill, I could point to the life skill they messed up on and be like, oh, you forgot the life skill, and then go through the steps with them so that they could think through and be like, oh, if I want chocolate milk, I have to follow the instruction or disagree appropriately. So that's disagree appropriately. And then there's another life skill that's accepting a no answer. So that kind of falls to the end of disagreeing appropriately. Like if you're like, oh, I understand that you don't want me to go to my friend's house, but I really want to. And your mom still says, no, you can't go. Then you need to accept an answer. So the steps to that are look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body.
And these are skills adults, a lot of adults
these.
haven't even mastered yet.
Right.
Like sometimes I don't do them well. Like they're not, it's not like complete mastery.
You have to be perfect.
If you're an adult, you've got these down. Like
you just have to like do them more often than not. It's not like a big problem. If your kid's like constantly not following instructions or constantly throwing a fit when you say no, then you know that they haven't mastered it. So these are the steps. You look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body. You say, okay, and then you drop the subject. There's only 4 steps to that one. Super easy. Even Ender has memorized steps to all of these life skills. Even though he doesn't do them all of the time, he knows exactly what the steps are. So that's accepting a no answer. So we're at 3 now, right? The other one is accepting a criticism. And accepting a criticism is almost the exact same as accepting a no answer, but sometimes we have to like correct our kids. So
this is not related to our chore chart. The do dots is a
No.
separate chore system, which is also great.
yeah, I do like the do dots also in addition to this, but this is like so basic structure. Like the book goes through everything. So like, what was I on? I was on accepting a criticism.
Accepting
So if I have to say something like, hey, Daisy, you're teasing Ambree right now. Like, that's a criticism. I'm like criticizing her actions.
And she's like, I hate you, shut up.
I'll be like, oh,
That's-
just
you
like
can
I'll
accept
even
the
say to her,
criticism.
oh, Daisy, right now I need to give you a criticism. So she's ready. Like she's like, okay, what steps do I need to follow in order to accept this criticism the right way? And so it's look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay, and drop the subject. So you just kind of like accept, like when mom and dad are telling you something, they love you. They're not trying to like put you down. They're trying to correct a bad behavior. So keep that in mind. And then the last skill is accepting a consequence. And this one is tough.
We did that one already.
No.
Oh, no, we didn't.
This is accepting a consequence. So like, let's say you screw up. Everyone does. You will, I promise. I'm sure you always do every day, like us, like me. You get a consequence and you have to accept it. So the steps to this one are you look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say, okay. And move on. Like you don't have to make a big deal out of it. So consequences are set up in our house. Yeah, we're gonna put a link. Davey's finding a link really fast. So every time one of our kids doesn't do a life skill, there's a consequence attached. And we had a family meeting and we decided as a family, like what consequence would match everything. So we kept it really simple and we just said like, if you hit, it's 2 chores. If you don't follow a life skill, you get a chore. So that's accepting a consequence.
And all of our kids kind of go in and out of mastering these skills
Yeah, they're working
in
on
certain
it.
situations. None of them have mastered them. And I saw a question come in from Instagram a little bit ago. They were asking if we tracked what Roberta did on her cell phone when she was here. And I won't go into a lot of details, but I actually did. I kind of got a jump start on like teenage parenting with Roberta. Like we did start to more monitor things that she was doing. We got the Disney Circle app.
Yeah, the Disney Circle's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of some good practice for when our kids do get older.
What's the other app that the Ohana Adventure uses that's like?
It's Our Pact is another one where it can totally limit what apps are actually on your kid's cell phone. Like you can limit it to being just a calculator and a cell phone, things like that.
Really important stuff. Sorry.
So Our Pact Junior and Disney Circle were really good.
We got some practice using those, and I think they're both awesome apps.
I wish Disney Go worked like it's supposed to.
Yeah, I heard someone say it does, but I don't think it does.
I wasn't able to monitor outside of the house or on Wi-Fi. It was only within our Wi-Fi, and it was good for that, but outside of that.
Yeah, she was a sweet little guinea pig. She let us use those apps and try to figure them out so that when
Davey, what happened to your lip? Good question. It's a cold sore.
Oh,
April punched me.
BB loves lipstick. That is true. Okay, so that's basically it. Once my kid is being pretty consistent with mastering the life skills, the 4 or 5, I guess you could mix criticism and no answer into the same and say the 4 life skills. But if my kid was mastering those life skills and they came to me and said, hey, I think I'm old enough and mature enough and I really want a cell phone, then I would probably disagree appropriately with them for a little while. But if they were able to stay calm and like prove to me that they have mastered life skills, then that would be when we would probably do that. Now, with that said, I personally would still have Disney Circle and some tracking and
it's not just free
apps
reign.
on there, just because it's a pretty crazy world out there. And we do have Instagram accounts for all of our kids, but we are in charge of those right now because they don't have smartphones, and we help them post or ask them what they want to say. But I don't think I would turn that over to them until they have shown me that they are emotionally ready for that much responsibility, because I've seen a lot of harmful things happen on platforms like that, a lot of bullying, a lot of depression that results from comparing too much. And
I mean, that's another thing I want to touch on too, like having a cell phone and being on social media. It's hard. It's hard as an adult to be able to handle like seeing all the things that are happening in other people's lives and not comparing, and like just be a kid. Like don't worry about what everybody's doing and taking selfies. I mean, it's good little thing if you're doing it, just be careful with it. Like that's just one of the aspects of
there's a lot of good that can be done
phone.
with it too. Like I do love that like you can have like the Bible or the scriptures on your phone. There's a lot of really good things that you can do on the phones, and it ultimately comes down to if you're choosing to do good or if you're choosing to do things that are damaging to yourself or other people. So, but like I said, I feel like if those life skills are mastered in the home and at school and like church, like wherever those kids are going, if they're showing that they can be respectful and master those life skills, then it's not going to be a problem when they have this, because this will just be something that they're like, oh, I already know how to behave. I already know how to be respectful and act. So, if you guys liked this and want to look at the book, or if you're a kid and you're just like, oh, I could do better at some of those things, then research the life skills and start practicing them, because I promise you, they're not just things when you're kids. You will use those life skills throughout your whole life. That's why they're life skills. They're not kid skills. And adults need to work on these too. Like everyone watching, practice the life skills and make sure you're like, and I think it's awesome. One thing I will say with Roberta.
Answer this question. How young would you recommend starting this? My daughter's 2 in July. How do you apply this concept even with EB?
EB does it. No, like EB has even seen Ender at age 3 had memorized all the steps to the life skills. What I did is I went to the dollar store and I bought like a bunch of toys and fun like activities, and I stuck them in a laundry basket. And I was like, if you can memorize a life skill with all the steps and come to me and just tell me the steps, then you get to pick a prize. So my kids all memorized them very quickly. Even Ender, he was like 3, and he'd be like, Mommy, I want some chocolate milk. And I'd say, no, not right now. And he would start to like cry and throw a fit. And I would say, oh, Zade, hold on. Oh, good job. You can go to bed now, okay? I'll check it when I come up. Ow, elbow. Funny bone. We're doing a live stream. You want to say hi? Yeah. We're talking about the life skills. You think you've mastered them already? Let's see if Zade's mastered life skills. Zade, I'm going to give you an instruction. Go brush your teeth and go to bed. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Prime example.
That's freaking awesome.
He kept a calm face, voice, and body.
He said okay.
He said okay, and he did it immediately.
I hope he doesn't report back, because then he'd be like, Mom, I went to bed. I go back to bed. So maybe that situation will.
And you guys, another quick thing, we're not going to talk a lot bit about like cell phones, but pornography, like stay away from it.
Oh yeah.
It's so damaging. News. Just avoid it like the plague. That's all I'm going to say about that.
That's true. I was going to say something with Ro though.
What did you have?
I was going to say, with Roberta, you guys disagreeing appropriately. Like I had to like really try to get to her to like not argue with me at all. Like by no means do I think it's healthy to argue, but I do think it's healthy for you guys to practice disagreeing appropriately with adults, with teachers, with people at fast food restaurants. Like you need to know how to appropriately voice your opinion, what's inside of you. Like if someone tells you no, like if your teacher says, if you're like, hey, can I retake that test tomorrow? And they're just like, no. If you really feel like you need to redo it, or like there's a reason, like a good solid debate that you can have, like you need to be able to do that calmly and not just like run away and cry.
Don't just run away from the situation.
Yeah, like you can look at them and say, hey, I understand that you just said I couldn't take the test, but I was sick that day I do have a teacher's note and I really need to get this grade up because X, Y, Z, like all these things. That teacher most likely will be a lot more impressed with the way you're acting and willing to talk about it and work something out, whether it's extra credit or whatever. Like, you run away and just like accept the no answer every single time, you don't get what you want in life ever. So I really did. I'm like, you gotta like disagree appropriately with me. And she was like, you want me to argue with you? And I was like, no. I don't want you to argue. I want you to do the steps of disagreeing appropriately with me. And so that was like really good for her to practice that. And it was awesome. So.
And you guys, parents and kids, you have to know that cell phones are not life. Uh-oh.
Are you reporting back that you brushed your teeth? Okay, now go to bed and don't report back.
I can't find. Oh, yeah, I'm done with brushing my teeth. I can't remember anything you do.
I'll help you find it tomorrow. Just go to bed.
We'll find it tomorrow.
Love you. Good job, buddy. Thank you for coming in and reporting back. What?
What if it gets like thrown away every time?
Then you'll have to pay for a new one. That will suck.
Oh.
Yeah. $75.
We're almost done. Go to bed.
Okay. Say good night, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, you're gonna go so that you don't get a chore. That would be really sad.
Great.
So what I wanted to say was, you guys have to know that cell phones are not life. I grew up without a cell phone. I know that's something that you youngsters can't relate to, but what, you told me to read something?
Really quick, Brooke Jansen. Yes, like if you ask your teacher to go to the bathroom and you have to go, like girls sometimes have to go. Like there's no just sit down and wait. You have to like freaking say it. Disagree appropriately with them and get in there or just go. My goodness.
Okay, so what I was saying was cell phones are not life. I grew up without a cell phone. If your parents take away your phone or if you take away your kids' phones, you're going to be okay. There is life outside of cell phones if it's a brief period of time, but you're going to be okay.
There's a lot of like freedom and like joy that can be found. Just like set it down for a day and just take a break. I know that there's some people doing like a 2-week fast of their cell phones and just like cutting it off cold turkey. But at the same time, I do think there's a lot of important things that you do need to stay caught up on and do things with it. So
I've started doing this personally. I would spend a lot of time at night on my phone and I don't think it helped me fall asleep. So I plug my phone in away from my bed and use my Apple Watch as an alarm clock if I need one.
Mm-hmm.
And so that helps me get up out of bed in the morning because I don't turn over to my phone and lay there for an hour. It's
like
just, boom,
I do.
up, get out.
I still charge my phone by my bed.
April's not ready.
I have to check on Evie when she's like,
April's
I have
not
all my
ready.
excuses laid out.
She's not ready for that level of commitment yet, but she doesn't have to. It's her life. So I think we're going to wrap it up now, guys. Thanks for joining in on this live stream Wednesday. Hopefully you found this helpful, and we really love doing these. We're trying to do them every Wednesday night, usually after the kids are in bed and we're super tired, but we still want to do it anyway because we like talking to you guys. So
I'm glad we did it.
Shooting for every Wednesday. So we're signing off now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys